Look at this FJ, dude. It's so sick. Indonesia. This is pretty cool that this exists here. So we just pulled up into this nondescript building. This is actually a BMW restoration shop. And our friend runs this place. So it's all sorts of different cars from his collection, but a lot of them are really nice BMWs, including, I think I saw E9 in the showroom. We'll go check that out. Wait, it costs $10,000 to build this thing.
Yep. And
A scooter, forged carbon.
the bike itself, it only costs like 4 million rupees.
So about
It's
3,000.
so cheap. Oh, it's this one.
I feel like you would burn your legs on that radiator setup. This thing is hilarious. You can top out definitely at 140. Here we go. You know, it's a special car when I'm walking the show and Kenji comes up to me and he's like, hey, you got to check this out. This is crazy. So this is a compound charged Evo. It's a Evo 6, right?
Find the owner.
5 or
Get
6.
A little bit more info.
So the turbocharger in the front with the supercharger. Compound. I've never seen this before. This is very interesting.
Yeah.
First time.
The owner later and get more info on this setup. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, this is crazy. What the heck? Hi, Instagram Live. Alright, so we are at the 3 Steps Reserve booth. Our friend Zico from Garage Drift is revealing his new build, which is going to be pretty exciting. It's pretty cool. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, you were holding out on us. What is this?
No shit.
I see. Oh, I see that. Yeah. Wow. So cool. Good job. You were holding out on us. Amazing. You should have showed us the engine right away. This thing is awesome. Alright, so we are at the Garage Drift booth and these guys are super hooked up. We got Deepo here, Zico here with their amazing merch. I'm so excited because they gave me a couple of these things. I just love what you guys do. These guys really hold it down here in terms of just content from Indonesia, and recently they went to Tokyo Auto Salon. They have so many very dedicated subscribers and a very big fan base, and I absolutely love that you guys are doing it in your language, you know, for all the JDM car fans in Indonesia.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You are the inspiration.
Thank you, thank you. Well, we all inspire each other, so I'm excited to be here. There's just so much cool things to shoot here at the show. The quality is so high. And part of it is because you have to apply and they filter out the best cars only.
We have to apply.
Yeah.
And even will filter the best car that can go in this event.
Yeah. Well, also congrats on your most recent build. You revealed it here at the show, and I think it's pretty cool. It is like the SEMA show of Indonesia in my eyes. And actually what I really want to see is you reveal a car at Tokyo Auto Salon, and then maybe one day at SEMA. I think that would be great.
That's our dream.
Yeah, that's your dream? Okay. All right. I think the dream will come true very soon. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
So this is for you.
Oh, all this good merch. Yeah, you got, what do we got? We got some keychains. We got a wallet.
I also have you sticker.
Oh, awesome. Dude, thank you so much. Yeah. Bye. Hey guys, Larry Chen here. We just wanted to showcase some of the best builds from the Elite Showcase in Indonesia. This was such a fun show. This was a 2-day show, and the reason why it's called the Elite is because it is the best tuner cars of all of Indonesia under one roof. I also wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight about Indonesian car culture. I've been getting asked by so many locals here, so many car enthusiasts, what do I think about the car culture? It is so drastically different than a lot of places that I've traveled to. There's some resemblance of other parts of Southeast Asia, but it's also unique in its own way. Car culture, there's no secret about it. It's a rich man's hobby in Indonesia. You have to be pretty wealthy just to own a car. With that said, these are the best of the best. What's behind me, it's nice wheels, nice parts, nice everything, engine swaps, good paint job, all of that. There's still some relatability, and that's the thing I really liked about this show. There's cars that are local to Indonesia and Southeast Asia. They're affordable, they're easier to modify, and it's very evident once you step out of the show into the parking lot. That's where there's the home-built, garage-built cars, the local cars that really just showcase the local car culture. And it may not be the elite, but it's just still cool that they're all coming together to enjoy it. The builds themselves are so good. They're really top level. There's so many ones where I kept posting on my Instagram just because they were not only good for Indonesia, they were world class. And I truly mean that. And part of it is because it's a different level of enthusiasm for these vehicles. The people that build these to that next level are very wealthy. And when it comes to building something like an EG Civic, money is no object a lot of times, but they still have to jump through so many hoops to build the vehicle. And I'm talking about the fact that you can't import any vehicle over 2 years old. You can't import any used parts. So used engines, used transmissions, used any part of a car. All of that, 100% completely illegal unless you're able to buy it brand new and have it shipped over brand new. There is a lot of stuff that goes under the table, and there is ways to get things into the country, but it's a very big gray area. It's the same with vehicles. You're able to bring in some vehicles for show and display, but you can't actually drive them on the street. There is a way to smuggle vehicles in by sea, by land. And when you talk about gray area, that is even grayer. And I've heard of people telling me stories about them actually smuggling cars in through the jungle, going from container to container and eventually ending up here. They're so prideful of the vehicles because it's what they have. A lot of the ones that you see here are survivors. They continue to modify them and they continue to restore them by importing parts because they can't get a whole car. There's only a finite amount of these cars, EG Civics. There's only 20 R34 Skylines because at the time when the car was brand new, it was so expensive, only few people had the foresight to actually order it from Japan before it got too old to import. There's only 5 R33 GTRs in the entire country, and I think we saw 4 of them. There's just so many cars that people can tell me how many exist in this country with just their hands. They're like, oh, this is one of 7, this is one of 9, this is one of 6. It is so crazy because we take a lot of this stuff for granted. You know, a lot of these chassis in the US and in Japan, in Europe, they're a dime a dozen. But these folks, if they destroy this thing, then it's going to be very hard to replace it. On top of that, new cars are insanely expensive. If you want to know how much things cost here, just to give you an example, a brand new GR86 in the US is $27,900, right? Off the showroom floor, MSRP. Same vehicle here in Jakarta, if you were buying it from the showroom floor, it would be 100,000 US dollars. That is absolutely insane. That's due to import taxes and this, that, and other. In the end of the day, these are very, very expensive cars. You look at EJ6s, you look at Hachirokus, they're like $30,000, $50,000, $80,000 for these vehicles because they're just so few and far between here. A lot of times, the vehicle that actually came to the country may not have been the most desirable, right? So no E36 M3s came into this country. So if you wanted an M3, you pretty much have to like transform a regular 3 Series to an M3. There's like EP Civics. They only came in 4-door, but these folks here are converting them to coupe 2-doors because they never came as a coupe. And that goes for other things too, like Toyota Starlets. They only came in 4-door, and the people here are just doing what they can. They're modifying them and making them 2-door. Part of it is just because they just never got them, and it would just be so illegal and so expensive to actually import the correct one. Another thing is you can't drive a left-hand drive vehicle here. So the American cars that we've been shooting, the European cars, they're all right-hand drive. And the great lengths they go through to convert them to right-hand drive is also something that's really interesting to me. For the car of the show for me, I ended up picking the cheapest car on the showroom floor. I picked a Honda Brio, which is a vehicle developed by Honda just for the Southeast Asian market. And it's only sold here in Thailand. It's actually smaller than the Honda Fit and the Honda City. It is tiny and it's very affordable. It's about 10,000 US dollars for a new car that is way cheaper than anything else on the show floor. And Jonathan, the owner, modified it so tastefully, has so much power. And so I chose that only because it's the one that resembled cars that I saw out in the parking lot. The people that actually came, you know, they're able to enjoy the Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Skylines, all that. Those are way out of the reach for a lot of those folks, but the Brio, it may be something they already drive, and that's what's really interesting to me. I hope you guys liked this coverage that we got from Indonesia. We're gonna travel to so many different places to tell these kind of car culture stories, and that's what is so much fun about my job. Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support us directly, go to larrychenprints.com. I print and sign every single one of these. This is the perfect gift, or it's the perfect piece of art for your wall.